Hey everybody, it's Dr. Schulman, and I thought I might as well just finish it because the last few are going to be nice and short. So I'm going to go through the directions for the last three: the assessment assignment, the standards one, and the protocol. So these are shorter, but they're a little not as interesting as one like the game one. So but here's the first one, the assessment assignment. I already started talking about it. It's really just like about planning. So if we go to the assessment assignment. Sorry, this is all the stuff from the game-based learning. There was so many games I showed. Feel free to try as many of them as you like. Just about all of them worked, which was great. If any of them don't work or they die, just let me know and I'll put new links in there. All right, so let's get into it. So you get to choose one of these. You have a choice between games, assessment assignment, grading policy, and standards. So the assessment assignment I already kind of talked about. So this one you work backwards. You could either take the New Mexican exam, the MAP testing for elementary school, ACT test, SAT, Regents. But basically, you just want to take one state standard, whatever that state standard is. Here's what you have. This is everything that's from the different grades. Operations, algebra, numbers and operations, measurement, data, and geometry. This is how many questions there are of each. So you would just take one of these tests, right? All standards in grade 3. Whatever the exam is, that's the calculator that they get. They get a ruler or a protractor. So here we go, right? Which expression represents the distance between these 2 points? Name 2 shapes that have the same number of lines of symmetry. Whatever the question is, right? All you have to do is you start with a question. So we have the aesthetics question. This is the distance of points. I'm pretty sure that's like 2nd grade or 3rd grade. This one is, I think, 4 lines of symmetry, I think it's 5th grade. So does it say? Oh, it's either 3 through 5 or 6 through 8. Okay, so we can look them up on the Common Core, whatever the standard is. Common Core standard. Let's say we're doing distance between, let's do lines of reflection. Core standard line of reflection. Let's see what grade that is. We just want the Common Core standards for math. Here we go. And all we have to do, I'm pretty sure for math, I think it's 3rd grade. I think it's a geometry 3rd grade standard. We want reflection. So you just got to look up the standard, whatever one you decide to pick. Oh, here it is. So it is grade 4. Recognize the line of symmetry for a 2-dimensional figure. Ta-da! So there's your standard. So if we wanted that specific question with the lines of symmetry, we know that this is going to be 4th grade math. So that would be our standard. So we have our test. We have our question, this one, number 24. We have our standard. And then we have to work backwards. So we have to come up with a unit exam that grades for it, a weekly quiz that grades for it, a daily ticket that grades for it, a daily do now, and an in-the-moment check for understanding. Your whole goal is to create everything that would help that student at the end of the year come up with it. So what are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assessments that you've created? So all the questions that's around this one, what are a bunch of questions that are close to this one? You got to build it, right? Whatever questions are close to this one, build it. There should be a bunch of them. And then you should work backwards. So you have your test, and then it's like all the way up to like, what do they need to know beforehand? Probably the do now for this would be the names of shapes or the definition of line of reflection. So basically you have to work backwards from the unit exam, the weekly quiz. You have to make these 5 things and just put them together. So share the test question, share the content standard, create the unit exam that would work for that. Oh, sorry, the summative unit exam, write it up, and then also say how it's going to be presented, used, and graded, the weekly quiz for it, provide a write-up of the weekly quiz, create the daily exit ticket, show me the daily exit ticket, have the do now, write the do now, and decide on a formative in the moment check for understanding. So all that stuff you have to put together. And these are all of the assessments that it adheres to. And we can look at the I'm wondering why it's 21 points. I might change the point value. It just seems like a lot. Oh, it's because there's one for each thing. That makes sense. Okay. And there's the rubric for every piece of it. So you really have to backwards think to plan all of your assessments. All right, well, I hope that was useful. It really is like what you should be doing for every single one that's going to be on that test. So you should look at a practice test and have that to build the curriculum you're going to be using. All right, well, I hope you have a nice day, and let me know if you have questions about this one.